Did you know that medieval people didn't actually drop dead at 30? We always picture the Middle Ages as a world where 30-year-olds were wrinkly, ancient elders. But history charts lie because averages are easily manipulated. If a billionaire walks into a room of broke people, the average income soars, but nobody got richer. The real reason behind that low average? Catastrophic infant mortality. If a child survived past age 10 back then, they easily lived into their 50s, 60s, or even 70s. Now let's talk about the ultimate romantic scam. We are taught that diamonds are incredibly rare, precious, and unique. But in reality, they are actually some of the most common gemstones on Earth. High-quality, clear diamonds are rare, sure, but the insane prices of consumer jewelry are entirely artificial. For almost a century, a single cartel controlled the global supply, drip-feeding diamonds to keep prices sky-high. They combined this artificial chokehold with one of the most powerful ad campaigns in history. Think about Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. You are probably 100% sure they ate an apple, but the Hebrew Bible never actually mentions an apple at all. It's just the fruit. The apple myth was born in the 4th century when the Bible was translated into Latin. The Latin word for evil is malum, which happens to sound identical to the word for apple. We've all heard the myth of the suicidal lemmings, blindly throwing themselves off cliffs in a tragic, mindless rush. But in reality, lemmings absolutely do not commit mass suicide. This entire myth was manufactured by Disney filmmakers for a 1958 nature documentary. When the lemmings refused to jump, the crew literally threw the animals off the cliff to get their dramatic shot. What about wolves howling at the full moon? It's a classic horror movie trope, but there is actually zero connection between wolves and the moon. They aren't howling at it. Howling is just wolf long-distance communication. They tilt their heads upward simply because it helps the sound travel much further. And they do it just as often in pitch-black darkness. There's a famous saying that, according to the laws of aerodynamics, bumblebees shouldn't be able to fly. Their wings are supposedly too small to lift their fat bodies, but that's outdated science. This myth came from a crude 1930s calculation. Modern high-speed cameras show that bees don't flap like birds. They rotate their wings, creating tiny, chaotic air vortexes that pull them upward. We call them cavemen, and imagine them living deep inside dark stone caverns. But prehistoric humans were highly nomadic. They didn't live in caves, they just used them as temporary rest stops. In fact, our oldest human ancestors' campsites, like those in Olduvai Gorge, dating back nearly 2 million years, were found entirely in the open air, not inside caves. Did Charles Darwin ever write that humans evolved from modern monkeys? Absolutely not. This popular misconception was pushed by his critics to mock his revolutionary scientific theories. Darwin's actual claim was far more logical. Humans and modern apes share a common extinct ancestor. We are distant cousins on the evolutionary tree, not direct descendants. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Sound familiar? This isn't scientific truth. It was a genius marketing campaign invented by the Kellogg's cereal company to sell cornflakes. While heavy physical laborers always needed morning fuel, Kellogg's turned breakfast into an almost religious modern cult, convincing millions that skipping cereal would ruin their health. Taking a shot of whiskey to warm up in the freezing cold? Terrible idea. While alcohol makes you feel warm temporarily, it is actually dangerously lowering your core body temperature. Alcohol dilates your blood vessels, pumping warm blood to your skin. This feels great, but it quickly radiates your vital body heat outward, drastically accelerating hypothermia.